Well, so flat Earth. I've been thinking about this quite a bit. We got our disk, and in the center, we're told there's a North Pole, which there is. There's a North magnet, right? But I wonder what that magnet is. If it's because we're told that it's that we're on a sphere, of course, and that there's a magnet running right through the center of the sphere. But we know that isn't true because when we get past the equator, our compass doesn't turn around and point at the South Pole. It always points at the North Pole. So even if there's a sphere, there's only one magnetic north. And the magnet points to it no matter where you're at on the sphere. That's just a fact. You can't argue that, Globers. Sorry, but no. But on the and the same goes with our flat plane. There's just that center magnet, and the compass points to that magnet no matter where you're at going north. And then if you go east to west, you'll just circle the magnet. Well, same on your ball. Well, you got the magnet here at the north, and you go down the ball, it takes you south, or you go down the ball this way, it'd still be south. And it's not until you go around the ball this way that you're going east or west. That's just how it works. That's circular navigation, or circum. I think it's pronounced circumnavigation. That's just how it is, and it never flips the compass to point at the south part of the pole, ever. That doesn't happen. But now, so the North Magnet, I think, personally, is a ring of magnetic material, or one big solid magnetic ring. I have no idea what's the center of that. I have a lot of theories about that, but nothing tangible. But I think when we're told that we've made the North Pole, I don't think, like, say, here's the North Pole from Canada on the ring, right? But here's the actual center of the Earth. And then if you were coming from Asia over on this side, you'd only be on this edge of the pole here, and you'd be saying that you're at the North Pole. But you're actually just at the edge of the magnet, enough to make your compass do something funky, and then you could say, oh, well, there, I made it to the North Pole. My compass is doing funky things. I'm there. Turn around and go back, as opposed to keep going, and you'd probably go past that ring, and your compass would finally turn around and point at the closest point of the ring that you are at, because there wouldn't be another magnet in the center of that. So your magnet, or your from center out, you'd actually point south, not north, until you got to the other side of the magnet, and then you'd point north again when you go. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly or not, but bring out my plates again. I should make a flat Earth. But, like, say that is all of North America, or not North America, the North, the frozen tundra, right? Let's say that this whole thing is, and then so then you got Asia over here in this hand, and this would be America over here on this hand, and they go that way, and this one goes that way, right? And so if you were to go south from here, you'd be just going south. And if you were to go south from here, you'd go south. And if you were to go south from here, you'd go south. And if you were to go south from here, you'd go south. But if you were to get, say, this is the ring of the magnet where the color is, if you were to get past that ring and into the actual center of the Earth, I think that your compass would point south until you got to the center of whatever this ring is, and then it would turn around and point to this south. So if you actually were going east or west, you'd surf, but everything would be from the south until you got outside the magnet edge again, and then everything would reverse to being a northern magnetic pole. But I think this is what the magnet looks like in the North Pole, and I think this contains 4 more continents that we're not told about. And I think that the Earth is very different within this little sphere. I think that physics and things are different. Things react differently, and I think that there's something to that. And now I have reason to think that. See, I'll keep my plate. There's a flat Earth, a tangent of the Flat Earth Society that think that there's, say this is our total Earth this time, right? And the North Pole's like this little center here, and then you got all our continents here, and then you got the big ice wall here, and then they think that there's another continent and more holes in the ice wall and other Earths, basically, other whole different suns melting holes in the ice to make all other Earth. But there's nothing scriptural about that, and there's no evidence. Like, there's Admiral Byrd wanted that to be true and went there to look for that, based off of people actually going there to what I was just talking about. People actually have gone to the center of the North Pole and have talked about and mapped out those continents. And they were mapped out in the flat Earth. And when you go to Google Maps, it's fucking blurred out and they don't let you see it. So there's something to it. Right? And when people are flying over there on the parts that we're allowed to fly over, or that we can fly over, because it gets to the point that it's so fucking stormy and cold and fucked up that you can't even fly, right? Planes freeze. Anyhow, they're flying along, and then they start seeing these big holes and valleys and things of like just great big trees, big forests, and different warm spots. As they get really deep in, I think they're getting really close to the edge of the ring, right? So that they're starting to see the melting from whatever the hell's going on in the center of that ring. Who knows? We got Aurora Borealis, and we're lied to about that big time. That isn't what they tell. That isn't what they say it is. There's something else going on the other side of those lights. That's my theory. What do you think?